Mm, mm. Interesting. I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Mm. Yeah. Hold on. Decision like that. Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? Let's. Okay. Well, what a day! What a day! What a freaking day! You said that orb on the ES. Yo, hey, congratulations on that. Yeah, that ES orb, man. Shit, we actually might have to just start uh trading the ES orb because it's the ES orb that's making all the freaking money. Hey, yo, what's up, Market Edge? Yeah. You said that wait a couple of weeks and the ES orb won't work out. Hey man, that this ESOR has been it's been consistent. The only thing that I don't care for about the ESOR is just how slow it is. That's the only thing, man. Only thing about the ESOR is that it's slow. Oh, yeah. So, as I was doing some research on what happened today, uh, I definitely misinterpreted what the CPI data was telling us today. After listening to someone that's been in the game for a very long time, about 20 years, so he's definitely seen a lot of things that's playing out, or at least on the data side. He's an older trader. He's a dinosaur trader. So I wouldn't necessarily follow his trading style, but I reference him for knowledge. And according to my AI assistant, what the market really cares about when it comes to the CPI report is year over year. Everything else is what you could consider noise. But what everybody is interested in is year over year. Uh, so I guess what they was expecting was because of tariffs, it was expecting year over year to rise to about 3.1. But because it stayed, let's filter this out real quick. Because it stayed within expectation. Where is it at? Because it stayed within expectation at 2.7. This is why we're getting such a big push higher. It's year over year. That's the only thing that the market cares about. All this other stuff is important, but as long as that year over year stays within expectation, then that's all the market cares about because this is what the Fed is looking at. They're trying to reach a year over year goal of 2%. And so since the previous was 2.7, the consensus was around 2.8, but we got 2.7. So that's why we got this big push. And I'm pretty sure the Fed rate or the Fed cut expectation probably went up. Yep, it went up. This is why we got the push that we got today because the market is now addicted to the idea of a rate cut. That's all the market's been caring about ever since COVID, ever since we had the negative interest rates. And after Powell raised interest rates and the market had a taper tantrum, ever since then, the market has just been fiending for a rate cut. And that's all it cares about. It doesn't care about other data. It's now the market interprets data. How does this convince Powell to cut rates? Or how will this data convince Powell to potentially raise rates? And that's why when Powell says certain things during the FOMC conference, that becomes the new focus. Remember, job data wasn't necessarily a focus for the Fed. And recently they said that now they're focused on the labor market. And so now job data is very important. So we have PPI and we have more job data coming out on Thursday. So we could potentially see a big reaction from the market if the data doesn't come in line with what the market expects for Powell to cut rates. We also got Trump and Putin meeting on Friday to potentially end the Ukrainian war. Potentially, we'll see what happens with that. So that can also be, a catalyst for a big move in the market. But at the end of the day, we're just going to trade the charts because our hearts gets us in trouble. So, you know, the one thing that I probably have to start doing is I prefer to not necessarily interpret the news, but I may have to actually begin to kind of understand it so I can have an idea. Because what my initial thought was this morning, I thought that the market was going to push up and then we was going to see the market trend down because I didn't think that the market was going to take out all-time highs, but I didn't understand what the CPI data was telling me. So because of that, I didn't expect the market to take out all-time highs. I expected the market to reject. But the market just kept going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, reaching all new all-time highs, and we could potentially see 24K tomorrow. Potentially. It's highly likely too. I don't see why the market wouldn't touch 24K. We're almost there. We're literally almost there. So I don't know if the market is trying to play a game right now where they know that a lot of market participants are aiming for that 24K objective. So don't know if the market's trying to front run that level. Don't know why I would, but I'm pretty sure that's where the market's trying to go. You said Friday is OPEX as well? Hmm. Why would you try to short gold? You talking about tonight? Or are you talking about yesterday? Uh yeah, I mean with gold, you just like I said, you know, uh sometimes I can be a gold wizard, and then there's other times where I'm just a complete fool in gold. I don't know where. Yeah, so I lost my funded accounts with gold today. The ones I've been copy trading. I lost those accounts. And I did not I mean, I went tilting them, and I don't know. I just for whatever reason I just couldn't. I guess mentally I wasn't ready to manage three accounts like that. But moving forward, I'm getting over that. I didn't like that. Uh, when I get into a mode where I want to just get rid of accounts, it's kind of hard to battle that because I won't take the good trades, but I'll take the bad trades. And then once I blow the accounts, I get this renewed energy. But if I'm going to trade with smaller size moving forward, copy trading is going to be very important for my strategy. Because if I'm going to only make roughly $200 to $300 a day, it's going to take about 30 days to make $9,000, making what, $360 a day? And that's a whole entire month. And that's the shortest period. That's if I don't take any losing trades along the 30-day time frame. And if I didn't go tilt in those accounts, which I mean, like I said, I hated the fact that I did it, but whatever. They're gone, and I only traded gold in them, and yeah, I mean, I guess that's what happens, man. You trade on tilt, and then you lose the accounts. I know this, but for whatever reason, I just felt compelled to do it, and I did it, and I lost the account. So Ain't no point crying about it. But anyway, for whatever reason, I just couldn't get a win in those accounts. And then I get into trading one account, and then I'm so I mean I know it's mental. I know it's not me. I know it's mental. I know it was. I guess I mean it just sounds crazy because I realized the fear. I realized it. I lost the accounts, and now that I lost the accounts, now I feel like okay, my next set of accounts that I can copy trade, I can do it now. After I lost the accounts, and it's like, well, shit, motherfucker, me, whatever that weakness is inside of me, mentally. What sense does that make? It doesn't even make sense. You can do it now after you blew the account. You can do it now. Anyway, I guess I guess that's what you say. Like after your first time, you just got to get used to it. You got to make the mistakes, and then you can do it the second time and moving forward. Whatever, man. Now I got to work harder. Now I have to work harder. But it's okay. Um, it's okay. Uh, mm, mm. This time around, though, I'm just having a hard time determining how many contracts I want to trade. I mean, that's the thing. If I trade 2 to 3 micro gold contracts, mm, if I trade 3 contracts, I make $270 per trade and only lose $135 if I'm wrong. If I trade four, then I only lose $180 and I get $360. But like the way that my like it's crazy because I'm battling. So for whatever reason, my brain doesn't like four. It doesn't like four. Like it's saying that four is too much, but then when I said five, it's like, yeah, let's trade five. What? That doesn't even make sense. I'm comfortable with trading five, but I don't want to trade four. So it feels like it's a battle between what I'm comfortable with and what I want. If I trade 3 contracts, then that gives me 44 tries before the account blows. If I trade 5 contracts, it gives me 27 chances before the account blows. Obviously, I'm giving up 17 attempts if I add 2 more contracts. But I feel like if I'm trading, man, I feel like if I'm trading less than 5 contracts, I'm wasting my time though. I want the longevity of the account, but I feel like I'm wasting my time. But if I lose every loss would be $225. $225 per loss. Hmm. You know, maybe I should do this. If I lose 11 trades with 5 contracts, if I lose 11 trades in a row with 5 contracts, then after that 11th loss, then I have to cut my size down to 3. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it that way. I think I'm gonna do it that way. Because I feel like I'm wasting my time trading like 2 or 3 micros. But I know if I had a personal account, that's only the amount of contracts that I can trade. But I feel like I'm wasting my time. Mm. You know what, Alfred? That might actually be correct. The pressure is gone when you blow the accounts. But then, yeah. Host account clarity. That's funny. I was copy trading three. I was copy trading 3 accounts. I was copy trading three. But all I know is that on the Nasdaq today, I mean, I was able to catch this trend. I just got in. I just said, "Fuck it, man," because the market was trending up. It was not pulling back, and the Nasdaq almost got me, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. She almost got me. Where was I at? Uh, I mean, if I held my contracts, I definitely would have been a happy person. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take what I can get, and I'll just come back tomorrow. Because I bought the 21 EMA right here, and of course, as soon as I buy into the damn thing, it drops to the 50. So I thought I was like, damn. I scaled in at the 50. I took profits at the high. I left a runner, got hit, and I said, you know what? That's it. Because if you traded this around 12 o'clock or whatever, yeah, like around 12 o'clock, you knew this thing was chopping. It looked like it didn't want to go higher. It looked like it wanted to drop, but uh, the way this thing was trending up, I knew it was highly likely that we was going to see a continuation here. I knew it was highly likely. So, I mean, I had my stop. I think underneath this low, I was heavier than usual. Obviously, I'm not going to scout with micros. So I had about like 30 micros, 40 micros or something like that. Trying to get as much money as possible in a small little push because it missed. I mean, we all saw it, man. I had my entry literally right. Where did I have my entry at? I mean, it pulled back and then it missed me, like right here. No, that it? Was this the Nasdaq? Yeah, it was. I mean, it straight up missed me right here. But I felt like no, that can't be it. No, she missed me right here. Yeah, she missed me right here at trying to get a retest of the bottom of the orb. I know a lot of people that was resting that had limits resting at the bottom of this orb. If they were just like me, I know they were pissed because the Nasdaq straight up just missed the bottom of the orb. And you know what I'm gonna probably start doing is if I see if price break below the 21 EMA, I'll probably have limits set above the 21 EMA just in case the market holds at the 21 because that's exactly what the market did. And when we got a break at this high in this pullback right here, I was considering this as an entry. It would have been a great, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised I didn't really take it, but I think I was so set on trying to get this limit filled. And I thought that the market was going to pull back, and then do this. But in hindsight, yeah, this makes sense. I mean, you got this range, you got price breaking out, it pulled back, and then it just shot higher. And I don't expect the market to, at least not right now. At least not right now. The market is definitely not in a situation where we could see a reversal here. The market is still trending. We could see a potential double top here. And if the bulls can break above this double top. I mean, if the bears fail to hold that double top retest right here, so if we see the market push higher and then the bears fail to hold this right here for that move lower, breaking this low, and then we could potentially just see a stop run higher. I think the bulls are going to aggressively try to buy this until we get to 24,000 or at least close to it. I do believe that we could potentially see that. But we'll see. And the 60K chart, I mean, we got a candle. We got one, two, we got the price opening at the high of this candle. So, I mean, it's highly likely that we could see a continuation here. It's highly likely. There's no price action to the left. So, there's going to be a lot of hesitation in this candle because even though we are bullish, we have no price action to the left, and we all know that uncertainty scares market participants. It's uncertain. There's nothing to the left, so this is no man's land, and anybody that's buying this top, there's nothing to reference, nowhere to get out at. You're basically gambling at these highs, so we probably might see a push up and then probably a deep pullback to attract more buyers, and then probably a continuation higher. Or this thing can just continue to grind higher because maybe these rainbow bears are thinking, well, shit, we came up this high. They'll probably try to aggressively try to sell into this thing as it goes higher, and then the market just uses their stops as fuel. The market would just use their stops to fuel the market higher. But I wouldn't try to short this though. Honestly, if you're trying to be a bear tonight, I wouldn't go to bed and see what happens in the morning. Because even if we do see something, aggressive buyers are going to buy into this. Sellers that are trapped at the lows, they're going to aggressively buy their way out of their position. So until we see breaks of structure to the downside, everybody's going to be buyers. Mm. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Mm. Mm. Okay. All right. So let's look and see what's going on in Golan. I'm gonna probably structure. I'm gonna probably structure the accounts that I have moving forward. Uh, I'm just gonna start copy trading my accounts. I'm no longer gonna trade these accounts individually. I'm just gonna start copy trading them. I'm gonna buy them with the intention of copy trading them and just trading smaller size. Yeah, you know what? I could do that, huh? I could do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I think that's probably the best option. It allows me to make money and then at the same time, yeah, I'm gonna do it that way. Mm. Was anybody able to capture majority of that move this morning? Or did you have to wait on the sidelines and sit on your hands and just accept that if he wasn't going to be aggressive with this with your entries, then you had to wait on the sideline, sit on your hands, which is probably the better option. Oof. Actually, let me just do this real quick. Today was definitely a bullish trend. I've definitely been slacking on this thing. I don't know why. All right, so the market started off with a 226 point move to the upside. Uh, we had a 200 point drop, and then we had a 327 point bounce going into the close of the session. So there was definitely a lot of money to be made on the Nasdaq today, for sure. Definitely a lot of money to be made. Damn, you got caught in that gain weight. Market says FOMO is real. Got some green, but tight stops. Didn't want to. Yeah, dude. Yeah, me too. You was short this gain weight. Smith was telling me that Trump. So I believe are like around. I think the at the completion of the orb. At the completion of the orb. Well, but why you blame me? I mean, my initial short was good. Shit, we made money on that initial short. It was that follow up short that got caught. Shit, it was that initial short or that follow up short. And honestly, it's the only person I can blame is myself. Only person I can blame is myself. Oof. Well, it wasn't going to get that account. I was trading properly in this account. I was only trading 5 MNQ micros. That's it. I mean, it could have took my stop, but it wasn't going to take my account. I did get into 20 almost, and that's when it missed me. Talk about the vindication. A 20 micro position. A 20 micro position getting filled and my targets instantly getting hit and then plus some. Hmm. Yeah. I might, man, I'm still on the fence about the ES orb. I'm just still on the fence about it, man. Still on the fence about it. I'm still on the fence about the ES orb. It does. The ES orb prints. But the ES itself, you just need size. There's no way I can trade 1 or 3 micros with the ES and even think about being profitable. You think so? Because this was a Nasdaq orb. This was a Nasdaq orb. The Nasdaq gave you a short and it gave you a long. The ES, it only gave you, it faked you out at the lows. It faked you out. And this is what you got. So from the orb high, so from roughly about 640. So this was a 30 points to the upside on the ES, 30 points on one contract. That's what, $1,500? That's $1,500 on one contract. The Nasdaq shot up. All right, so the orb high on the Nasdaq was 808. So the Nasdaq traded 144 points to the upside, and on one contract that was $2,800. That's why I don't know. I don't know. The Nasdaq paid. It paid both to the down and upside. I mean, you got right here on the Nasdaq at the bottom of that orb on one contract. You know, the low of that was 710, 622. So I mean, this little drop right here was 88 points, and on one contract, you know, that's still you still made more money. So this fake out to the low still made more money than 30 points on the ES. I mean, it's the ES is definitely easier, but you definitely need size for one thing. You need size on the ES and patience. I'll give you that, Alfred. The market did feel a little sluggish on the Nasdaq. It just seems like the Nasdaq lately just has been the ES is usually the one that shows the initial strength, but then the Nasdaq usually just comes behind it and surpasses it. It's like the ES is as crazy as this sounds, is the hare, and the Nasdaq is the tortoise that beats it at the end. As crazy as that sounds, but that's been the trend. The ES starts off, and then the Nasdaq finishes. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely true, Alfred. That's definitely true. I wish I would if the ES traded similar. Well, I mean, never mind. I'm gonna take that back. The ES has improved a lot lately. It has improved a lot. Getting 30 points, 20 to 30 points in a day on the ES is actually a very big improvement from the 5 point ranges in the 15 point moves in both directions that the ES came from. When Nasdaq was making all-time highs every day, ES traders was stuck in a 10 5 point range, and I'm like, bro, how can like, dude, how can anybody sit here and trade the ES, look at a Nasdaq chart and says, you know what, I'm gonna stay my ass over here because shit, all the money was being made over here on the Nasdaq. Hey, gang, were you able to get your money back? Hey, what's up, Tony Gold? What's up? Was you able to get your money back, gang weight? Yeah, R2I is definitely a CME instrument. That's definitely true. Well, I will say this. We got a trend line coming across all four around 24 100. So we got a trend line coming up, and then we got another trend line. So we got different trend lines coming up. I want to see if the market actually touches these trend lines. Nine nine five 2415. or 75, 95. 855, 35. I think it's 775, 55. You know, honestly, what I probably should start doing overnight, what I should start doing is start marking out, market structure. That little range is probably going to be an area where the market tries to come back. You might see that again this week. So I'm going to mark that area right there out because this is an area where they came back and they broke structure to the upside. Uh, mm, like 20-point range. All right, so definitely keep an eye for a pullback here. I mean, if we don't see a pullback right here, or potentially right there at S3, because we took out all-time highs, right? All-time highs was, yeah, we should see like 855, 835, price pulling back into this area. You should see that. Yeah, there's really nothing right there. All right, we'll see. Gold, 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 gold. It would be nice to actually to have an instrument that actually moves at nighttime. Not this slow crap that we get, but something that actually moves. Dang. Hmm. I guess if I take all right. Well, since the market's not moving and it's not giving any opportunities to make any money, it's not really giving anything to talk about. Make sure that I lock this down and project this out into the future and have this for the day. Hmm. 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 All right. So what I'm gonna probably start doing now. mm, So to kind of make to simplify this, moving forward, if I see a break and a retest, I'm just going to document this as one single move. I'm going to document this as one single move because it just makes this easier. And I believe it makes the documentation cleaner and more precise versus speaking about it individually. So I'm going to just start writing these. Because I mean, that's all this is a break and retest of it. Hmm. So between, so so between 8:45, 8:56. Seven ten minus I kind of feel like this is kind of a run on. So the MNQ closed below the opening range low, and traded 33 points to the downside before pulling back to the 200 EMA, where price found resistance, then traded 88 points to the downside. What was that, like 100? We said like this was 144 or some shit like that. 952 minus 4 pi was 808. 808, so 140, and then traded 144 points to the upside going into the close. All right. I think that's about it. That is it. All right. So between the 8:30 and 8:45 open, we had 101,000 contracts added in the first 15 minutes of the market. Actually, I should start doing the average of this too. Mm, mm, Probably what I should do is make this 3. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm. Why is it doing that? Okay, I was about to say. Okay. All right, so I don't have to do too much. All right, cool. All right. All right. So now we have an understanding of the average of how many contracts is being added in the first 15 minutes of the session. So we can kind of get an idea if we're above or below the average amount of contracts. I think this data is definitely going to be okay. I gotta stay on top of these winners, man. I'm not reminding myself of my winners at all. I'm not doing that. Mm, So initial sweep is 848. Initial break was 848. Successful break of structure was at So are we gonna I guess we can do both. 856 and 1009. I think what I should do is low 1009 high. I'll probably start doing it like that so I can kind of have a so this data could be more meaningful. Break low and high. It broke low and high. Broke low and it broke high. Initial reaction, break and retest. Break and retest. And what this column tells me is that it kind of gives me an idea of eh, how the market is setting itself up. Are we initially getting a break and we're getting the retest more often, or if we're just getting the market just to close above that range and we're seeing a continuation? Usually, we're going to see that break and retest, but I guess if we're dealing with some volatile news or something like that, I guess we'll get that clean break. But for the most part, there's no reason to chase the market. Just wait for that break and trade the retest. Result. So we got 88 points to the downside the first time, and we got 144 points to the upside. So 100 low and 144 high. Cool. All right. Makes that data more meaningful moving forward. I'm not going to change it now. Uh, Full move. Hmm. What I'm going to start doing in this column, the full move column moving forward, I'm only going to document the side of the market that actually made the most money. I'm going to start doing, or it actually had the most follow through. So I'm just going to say hi. So what this is going to do moving forward is going to tell me how often, like which side the market goes to more often, and which side of the market pays the most. We already know that the high is going to pay more than the low, but it's going to be nice just to have that data available to uh, to back up our thesis. All right, cool. Become data driven traders. Data driven traders. So we're not trading our hearts, we're just trading the data and we're trading the charts. All right, man. But all in all, I mean, we had another great day. Another great day. I was able to make the money that I lost back plus some. I did go over my amount of contracts that I have allotted for myself, but desperate times. The market wasn't pulling back, so I had to get aggressive with her. I had to get aggressive. I had to force my way into this move and try to get the best entry possible on this one. Best entry possible. Uh, I will share that during that moment when I was in about three, I think initially I was in three. I ended up with 60 minis, 60 minis, 60 micros. I'm pretty sure Apex will allow you to trade 60 minis, but I was in 60 micros, just trying to catch a quick scalp. And at that time, I was willing to lose $1,500. If I lost $1,500, then I had to promise myself that I would have accepted it and walked away from the screen. I'm just glad that it didn't come to that because I would want to adhere to that rule. But if there is nothing that's enforcing that rule, it would have been highly unlikely that I would have accepted it. I'm going to be completely honest here. If this was like a Project X account and I set that parameter and had no choice but to adhere to it, then that would be a totally different story. But I'm just glad it didn't come to that. I'm glad it didn't get too ugly. I'm glad I didn't buy the high because as soon as like I said earlier, as soon as I got in, that's when the bears wanted to pretend like they was actually doing something. I was concerned for about 2 seconds, but then I looked at the charts and saw that even if the bears were to sell this thing down, they were not going to be successful. And trusting the charts in this situation against how my heart felt prevailed. And I think it's always going to prevail. And what I want to start doing moving forward is actually just trusting the charts a little bit more, trusting it more. Like these EMAs, uh, just trusting them a little more, trusting the structure a little more on the NASDAQ. My biggest issue is trust with the NASDAQ, and man, does I project this trust issue onto other instruments that do not deserve these trust issues, like ES and gold. ES and gold, I mean, we know that they trade similar every day. They do the same shit every day. It's the Nasdaq that tries to be cute. And yet I project these trust issues from the Nasdaq onto those instruments. So if I'm going to take the next steps of becoming the ultimate trader, I'm just going to have to start trusting these charts. I will say that I was able to catch. What day was that? Was it early? Was that last week? I think it was last week. Yeah. So we all know that this Thursday? Yeah, I think this was Thursday. Whatever day this was, I think this was last Thursday. August 7th. Yeah, this was last Thursday. Trusting the charts here allowed me to capture the majority of this move right here. I saw that the market was trending down, and anybody that traded Thursday, you knew that this thing was heavy, but it was bullish as it was going down. It was bullish as it was going down. And internally, I was fighting myself because I was like, man, this thing is going to probably pop, stop me out. And I probably should have went long, but I mean, the market was just saying, dude, if you try to go long, even if it feels like the market could potentially push back up and retest at these areas, the structure was just as clear as day. It was clear that the market was trending downward. And I was able to get this move because I trusted the charts. I don't know why I just have this distrust for the charts. And I would rather trade with my heart, even though my heart has no eyes, no ears, no hands. It's my heart, for whatever reason, thinks it knows what the market is going to do, even though it has to rely on information from my eyes. But the crazy thing is, my eyes is attached to my brain. It's not attached to my heart. And yet, for whatever reason, I want to trade my heart sometimes, man. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But my heart definitely does take control. I definitely will say that. And I was having a conversation with Alfred earlier today too. And as I was talking to him, a realization came to me. And I was thinking to myself, I think the reason why our hearts take over and it creates these stories, these believable stories, is because you're feeling stressed, anxiety, you're being pumped with cortisol, adrenaline, all it doesn't make me feel good chemicals. And your heart is just trying to alleviate those feelings. So it's trying to do everything in its power to rebalance and come back to normalcy and find the least path of resistance to get back to that. Your heart would tell you that, oh my God, the house is on fire, and it's not on fire. And then when you run out of the house and you're like, oh man, the house is not on fire. Your heart does not even apologize for being wrong. It's vindicated. It's like, oh, okay. I'm not stressed out anymore. I'm good. It doesn't care what it cost you. All it cared about was being relieved of that quote unquote emotional pain. That's all it cared about. That's all it cares about. And I know that's something I have to actually fix. I'm gonna start working towards. I'm gonna start working on it now. Honestly, on my funded accounts, I am more of a mechanical trader than anything. It's just that if I keep losing, or if I'm taking the wrong trades, or if I'm missing the good trades, then that's when I become more emotional. I become more aggressive with my entries. And Nightfart, to answer your question, you said that does anybody hear anything about using a VPN? So, I mean, a VPN, all it does is just anonymizes your original connection. I don't think a VPN has anything to do with your with trading performance or anything like that. Um, that's all a VPN really is. It just encapsulate your regular traffic and then anonymize it in some way. It can make you appear that you're in China when you're actually here, or maybe you are in China. I don't know, but that's all the VPN does. It just hides where you are. That's why countries like China, places where maybe the government has a more of a restrictive hand on the internet, people use VPNs to circumvent that, to hide where their location is. So, yeah, to answer your question, VPN has anything, it wouldn't have anything to do with the performance of your trades or anything like that. If you said VPS, VPS, let's actually look that up. What is that? VPS. Mm, mm. Yeah, so the virtual private server is a remote server you can use to run trading platforms and automate 24/7 independent of. So, is that basically, so I'm making the assumption that this is basically where you have a so I guess if you don't have a like if you have a Mac but you need Windows to trade or something like that, having your computer kind of remote in to a Windows system to make your trades off of your Mac onto that Windows server. I would think that that would cause lag, especially if there's a lot of volatility. I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure it works, but yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that works. But I'm pretty sure there's going to probably be a lot of lag between that because your executions not only has to go through your phone, but it also has to go through to that your remote desktop, remote server, desktop, whatever. Because I mean, you're doing everything remotely, and during high volatile times, I guess it would be something that you would have to actually test out yourself. If that's your only option, then of course, yeah. But I probably wouldn't have that as something that if if that's if that's the only option that I have, then I would use it, but I wouldn't use it on a day to day basis, if that makes sense. You said that you use VPS for trading. Mm. You said your internet goes out sometimes. All right, so that's interesting. I'm gonna look into this actually, Cave Trader. So what I'm seeing right now, kind of basically what you just said. So it says a virtual private server is used to trading a stable, reliable, and fast environment for running trading platforms, especially for automated trading systems or algorithmic strategies. 24/7 operations and uninterrupted trading. A VPS allows you to run your trading platform and automate strategies continuously, even if your local PC is turned off or you lose internet connection. This ensures that you never miss trading opportunities due to downtime or technical issues. So it's also claiming that you get faster executions and reduce latency. Mm. So I'm gonna look into this. I'm gonna look into this. So automated trading strategies for running bots, scripts that require non-stop execution, multiple accounts, manage multiple trading accounts without overtaxing a local computer, and hosting high frequency trading or day trading. Hmm. Are you not allowed to trade in the Philippines? Or is it that you're not supposed to be from the Philippines? Because I mean, as long as you're still, I mean, well, actually, I really don't know. I, as long as you're a citizen of an area where these prop firms allow traders to be at, I'm pretty sure just because you're trading in the Philippines, they won't deny you. I wouldn't think so. That would be definitely something to ask, maybe a mod or something like that, or a support. But I think if you're a citizen of the Philippines, then and if it's a restricted area, then you're not allowed to. I'm pretty sure that. I mean, that would because I mean, yeah, that would make more sense to me, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, 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 and that makes sense, Cave Trader. That definitely makes sense. Funded next. You said it was laggy today. Mm. Yeah, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look into that, Cave Trader. I'm gonna look into that. I wish I. I wish. Well, it would have been nice to know about that before. I don't have a. I don't have a reason. Well, I don't have a use for it now. But when I did, and I had to pay $100 for a simulated Windows environment on my Mac using Parallels, that would have been nice to know. And it seemed like when I was looking for an alternative before I landed on the Parallels option, it seems like VPS wasn't a thing because none of the forums were talking about it. Nobody was talking about using a VPS. And as I said, this is actually my first time actually hearing about something like that. Okay. But all right, guys. You said your future wife. Are you live? I mean, have you completely moved to the Philippines? Have a good night, Alfred. Yeah, man. I wish I knew about that before, man. I wish I knew about that before. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe that was a good thing because if I would have continued to trade the Nasdaq, if that was the case, I probably wouldn't have gone to CL because I would have had no reason to go to CL. I would have stayed trading the Nasdaq, or I would have continued trading the Nasdaq. $50 a month, yeah. Hmm. Mm. I think tonight was definitely a great example of the power of asking questions and gaining clarity. Shit, if Night Fart never asked that question, then we wouldn't have known what the VPS is, or at least for those that didn't know. And that kind of gives an alternative. Mm. Ugh. Yeah, probably. Next like 5 minutes or something like that. Oof. Okay. All right, guys. That's it for me. We'll definitely come back tomorrow morning. and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.